Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh,
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday. Look at the folks today. We're going to be going into the audience a little bit later, but right now, welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Thank you for being here. Please say hello to my sidekick sister from another mister and J.C. Penney's Employee of the Month, Kendall Mark.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Happy of the Thursday to you, too.
Happy post-Stormageddon 2022.
Right? Are your dogs afraid of storms because, like, Mama did not sleep because baby was like...
Yeah, Dexter, Mr. Big couldn't care less. Right. Dorothy could come down. We could be taken to Oz, and Mr. Big wouldn't care at all. That's my French bulldog. Dexter, the bigger dog, my boxer, afraid. Like, literally was on my lap. I have a 70-pound dog on my lap shaking. And I feel bad. And I'm like, it's all right,
okay.
Bubs. It's all right. And I'm like holding this giant dog. And then I called in to the Fox 9 weather team, and I did a little live shot. I haven't done that because for people that don't know, I used to anchor the news about 10 years ago. So I had to put on I had to put on the serious voice and take a shot outside. I've lived in downtown Minneapolis. Well, I've been in Minneapolis now 25 years. I've lived in downtown most of that time. I have never seen the wind and rain as bad as it was yesterday. There are trees right outside my balcony. I live in a condo building, and there's quite a substantial tree right outside my balcony, and the tree was bending almost horizontal, and I couldn't see any of the skyscrapers. Normally from my balcony I can see the Capella Tower, I can see the Wells Fargo building. It was like they were gone. It was so bad. That's when I freaked out a little bit. I don't usually get scared. I got a little scared. So Dexter and I crawled under the coffee table, and
and did your live report from there.
then I woke up, and I'm walking through the house, and we had a flood. There was leaking in our bathroom. I'm sleeping, and I wake up normally about 4, and this is about 3:15, and I was hearing drip, 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 and it got louder and louder and louder. And I wake up, and my bathroom, there's just water everywhere. And I go, and I hate to wake him up, but I have to leave, and I go, Kyle, we have a flood in the bathroom.
Have fun, honey.
Have fun, bye. Yeah. I'm out.
Love you.
I did the old Dick Clark, and we're out. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, but we sopped it up, and it was, yeah. So poor Kyle's dealing with that right now, but it just wasn't great. It wasn't great.
It wasn't
great.
No,
it was not great. You know what else isn't great? When you're humbled. Sometimes you do need a humbling. But I got a tweet yesterday from this very sweet woman that said, she said, Jason, look what I found at the thrift store. Leo, go ahead and put up the picture. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Now, let me tell you a couple things. First, I hope the person that gave this to the Salvation Army knows each mug is microchipped, so we know who you are. We're going to send Eric to your house and ask you why you abandoned that mug. And whoever did that, you made a mistake, because that is vintage. That is from the very first year of the show. And there aren't a lot of those around because they kept being stolen or broken. We have a few. We have one that Sheila E. Signed. We have a couple back in the back behind you that we had her sign one, but there were only about 50 of those made, and that's it. So that was found, and she picked it up for like, do we have it, Jeff?
quarter?
Oh, Kendall, right there it is. That's the Sheila E. mug right there that Kendall's holding, yeah. It's on the bottom. I think she signed the bottom.
Oh, yep, it says it on the bottom.
Right there. So we don't let anyone touch that. That's the Sheila E. one, but, well, you can touch it, but that's fine.
Just jingle out of it.
We had, before we get started, really quick, what was so funny about that first year was we had 4, we could only afford, because we spent all the money on the set, they only got us 4 multicolored mugs like this one. And that's all we had. One by one, what the audience, the members would do is they would tell Aaron Schwab, they'd go, I forgot my purse in the studio. And these little rascals would come back in here and steal the mugs.
Little gremlins.
It was, and Aaron would go, and I said, Aaron, are people coming in? They'd come in and they're like, oh, I forgot my compact under the seat. Can I go back in there? Sure. We trust people here at the Jason Show, and they're stealing my mugs. Somebody stole a pencil. Yeah. Not these people. Not these people. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Well, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is back. This was, oh, thank you. Who said yes? Somebody, yes. Oh my God. This is, I know some of you don't watch, it doesn't matter. The drama is universal. Season 12 premiered last night with a bang, focusing, and you all saw this on the news, focusing on that horrible home invasion targeting Dorit. Remember seeing that on the news? She was held at gunpoint by 3 burglars, but watch this. Okay, so just keep in mind, poor Dorit was just held by gunpoint. She thought her kids were going to die. So this is the day the morning after it happened, and everyone's crying and feels bad, except for one of the housewives. Look at this.
Just after what happened today with Dorit,
it's weird.
It's terrifying. Begging for her life. And I was on the phone with PK, who was bawling.
I've been putting out fires all day today, too. But it might just be that kind of day.
What fires are you putting out?
Oh, gosh. You know, I've got this French designer that I'm bringing in. Immigration is just... Listen.
That doesn't seem like a fire after what...
Well, it is for me and my business and what I'm trying to do. And
I know, but I was expecting you to say something more like...
No, and well, Waylon, I couldn't find him. Well, these are, you know, it's all relative.
I know.
I mean, I wasn't held at gunpoint, I'm sorry.
What? That is Kyle Richards in shock by Sutton. Girl, my French designer, I mean, immigration was like, you can't come in. I mean, and...
Sorry,
what?
I wasn't held at gunpoint.
Your friend was held by gunpoint by 3 burglars. And you're worried about Lala designer not getting into your, Lala French designer not being able to get into your store? Are you insane, you nutbag? Come on.
Oh, God.
Come on.
I know.
The new season... I love Sutton, but my mouth was opened. I was like, really? The new season also continues to follow the fallout. Try to say that 4 times, involving Erica Jane and her estranged husband, who's accused of embezzling funds meant for victims of plane crashes and orphans and widows and blah, blah, blah. Erica still maintains she did nothing wrong.
I'll never get away from widows and orphans, even though it's not true. I never had it. It was never in my hands. It was never in my account. The bankruptcy trustee says Erica Girardi never touched the Lionaire money.
Oh, okay. Other than Erica saying that they've been disproven, I've seen nothing. Not in the paper, not in the blogs, nowhere. If this is true, why isn't it in the press?
The facts are in my favor. I didn't touch any of this.
By the way, I'll Never Get Away from Widows and Orphans is my new band name with Stephanie Hansen.
Never get away.
That's right. I can see the logo now. Did you hear the first line? I'm just never going to get away from widows and orphans. You shouldn't. Your husband possibly, it's not even possibly. He probably embezzled from orphans.
These people are crazy. All of them.
Why is it every time I think of orphans, I always get the Oliver? You know, I always think
More,
of
please?
little Oliver. Can I have more porridge?
Please.
I always think of in a little hat.
In his
Anyway,
little workhouse outfit.
I know.
It's horrible.
I hate that movie, but I just think of that little boy asking for more porridge.
Harry Potter was in that movie. Did
sorry.
you know that? That's how they found Harry Potter, was in the movie Oliver.
You're right.
Thank you.
He was in David. Well, I think it was David Copperfield. Mm-hmm. Look at it. We're having a moment. I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Back to the show. Next in the dish. You know what I always say about The View? You don't need to watch it because if anything interesting happens, I'm going to let you know. So don't watch them. Yeah. So. Case in point. Sarah Silverman was on that crappy show yesterday and revealed an interesting tidbit about her relationship. Look at this.
And not only are you sharing your bed, you're sharing your toothbrush.
Ew. Really? That's disgusting.
I told you I was befuddled by that.
I have never shared a toothbrush with another person in my life, and for some reason with Rory, we have never not used the same toothbrush. Now,
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Kendall, would you share your toothbrush with Jordan?
I have if like one of us forgets. We wash it under like some hot water and I'm like, oh, I forgot my toothbrush. Would you?
No. No. I shan't. No. I would rather go like this. I'm not. I'm not doing that. No.
You're an only child. You don't share anything. Watch out!
You're fired. Silverman says she doesn't understand why people are repulsed. Really? Really quickly, we got to go. But I had a woman call in. We did this topic on the radio show, and a woman called in and said, yeah, I mean, I've like shared underwear and stuff with my husband. And she said she was dating a guy, and she didn't realize until he bent over to fix a pipe that he was wearing her thong. And I said, if I came home and I opened the door and Colin was wearing a thong, we would be done. I would just turn around and leave, yeah. And on that note, we will take a break. Back in a moment. Yeah. She didn't know until she saw it sticking out. Coming up in just a little bit, mirror, mirror on the wall, who are the biggest jerks of all in Hollywood? Dax Holt, you know he's met everyone, has his list and he'll join us live. Then, our foodie queen returns to the throne. Today, it's all about, not base, asparagus with Stephanie Hansen. And I'm a fish out of water again. Today,
Simone, turn around. Very nice.
I'm running away and joining the circus. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Believe it or not, Dana Carvey has never, ever been on Jimmy Kimmel. That surprises me. Because Dana Carvey is one of the best talk show guests ever. Last night was his very first appearance, and he talked about his great presidential impersonations. And that, my friends, is today's Late Night Rewind.
What was the first president you did? Were you a kid when you started being president?
Yeah, I like as a very little kid, I remember doing a little bit of JFK. We don't do it because it's easy. We did it because it's hard. You know, that was an easy entry. I did LBJ a little bit, but that sounds like Clinton. I was a little performer kid. And then, flukily, I got cast as the president. So I did George Bush Sr., which took me a year. I couldn't do it at all initially.
Really?
You know, because there was nothing there. It was just, hi, I'm a president. How are you? And then so I had to invent a character and extenuate it. And I started just watching him, and he would do this thing of, well, we're out there, kind of careful, doing that thing out there in that whole area. And that was Al Franken and I were like, we got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Doing that thing, that area. And then 4 years later, I'm just like, got to do it. And education. You know, I was just mugging it up.
One of the I love his George H.W. 1,000 points of light, 1,000 points. You have to be older to understand that reference. Dana Carvey hosts a great podcast, really is good, with David Spade, where they talk about Saturday Night Live. If you haven't listened to it and you're an SNL fan, especially a classic SNL, you're going to love that. Speaking of David, he was on the Late Late Show with James Corden last night. His daughter is now 13, and Spade recently brought her to the bat mitzvah for Adam Sandler's daughter, which was, as you can imagine, full of celebrities. Look.
And there's some celeb types, and then she kind of is pretty cool about it because she doesn't care. And then she saw Jennifer Aniston, and she freaked out, and it was very cute to see some her get excited about someone because she doesn't know me. So she goes, Jennifer Aniston, and so Jennifer got a picture and it was so nice to her. And then I go, I'm a pretty big deal, and she goes, what do you do? And I go, I do. She's kind of flatlines, you know. I go, what? I was in Grown Ups, and she goes, yeah. And I go, well, that's a pretty big one. She goes, if you say so. And I go, it's on TBS all the time. She goes, ooh. I go, geez.
It is on TBS all the time.
It is.
Spade's big. I love Spade. I just love him. Spade has a new comedy special on Netflix called Nothing Personal. It's his first stand-up special in about 8 years. I gotta watch that. Next up, we call him our insider to the stars. He lives in Hollywood, not really, but we just keep saying that, and has been covering celebs for years. Give it up for Dax Holt, the host of the Hollywood Raw podcast. Hi, buddy.
Wow, I love that audience in there.
They're back,
wild
Dax.
today.
They're back. No more fake applause, Dax. No more fake applause. Okay, I want to get through this because I love this topic. You guys on the podcast on Hollywood Raw discuss, and let me just tell everyone, Dax used to work for TMZ for years. He's been seeped in this for decades, so he knows. They talked about the biggest jerks in Hollywood. And let's start with Ellen DeGeneres. She made your list?
She did make the list. So here's the thing. We obviously, Ellen, a lot of her dirty laundry has been aired out over the last year or so. I mean, it was one of the big scandals that happened during like quarantine time, where a lot of the people on her show came forward and just said, look, you know, she's not the easiest person to work for. And this pains me. Trust, I love public persona Ellen. I love it. Like, it makes me feel good. She's awesome on TV. So it pains me to talk about that. But, you know, we talk about obviously what's out there publicly on the podcast, but then we also talk about our personal experiences or people that we know that have had experiences with these stars. And, you know, my story on here is basically I knew someone that was working there for a long time, and they came up to me and they're like, man, it is really a tough place to work for. And again, this is through them, so let me say allegedly, but they said that that they couldn't look her in the eyes when she walked through the hallway. And there were times where she would belittle people. And again, this like kills me inside, but we talk about that. We get into a bunch of other stars. I don't want to say every star's name because it's kind of fun to try to guess, but I will tell you there's another huge A-lister that Adam's a street journalist, so he's the one with cameras, paparazzi in the street, and he says you get to know a lot about the celeb based on the people that surround them, okay? That is their bodyguards, their handler, their managers, and if that team around them is very kind to fans, paparazzi, autograph seekers, you start to get to understand that the celebrity is also that way because they're teaching their team to be kind to everyone around them. And so he tells me a story of this massive A-lister whose team is horrible, and she is also not the nicest person on the planet. So we'll get into that. And there's another star that basically belittled everyone around them on their cast, and just made everyone feel horrible that they worked with.
Leah Michelle.
Well, you'll have to listen to the podcast to find out who we're talking about.
I thought this was a game. That's why I buzzed in. Leah Michelle.
No.
Okay.
I mean, that is a fantastic guess, but you will have to listen to the podcast to find out who we're talking about.
Are you really gonna are you gonna do the tease thing with me? Come on, Dax. Okay.
Well, you got time on the way home. You can tune into the podcast.
Okay, now give me one. Okay, really quick. Now we've talked about this, so they'll still listen. I have heard this, and I've had personal experiences with this one, Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh,
horrible.
He's not the nicest guy on the planet, I'll tell you that much. Here's the thing. if you can talk massive crap on Jim Carrey, there's probably a problem with you.
Yeah.
Because Jim Carrey is one of the nicest guys in Hollywood, and that has been confirmed over and over and over again. Adam actually talked about the amazing run-ins he's had with Jim Carrey over the years, but Tommy Lee Jones had a lot of beef with Jim, and a lot of it was just because of Jim's success, you know, becoming so famous so quickly, being a goofball, and Tommy was the complete opposite. And they were starring in Batman together, and they clashed heads because Jim's so successful. I mean, listen, he is definitely someone who is not the nicest person in Hollywood.
Nope. I can confirm. I've had a couple junket experiences with him. Dax Holt.
Let me hear one. Give me one.
You'll just have to watch the show.
It's hard to watch while I'm driving.
Bye, Dax. Dax Holt, everybody. You can find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you get podcasts. You're going to do that crap to me on my own show there, Buster. No, Tommy Lee Jones is horrible. And I don't have to say alleged because I was there. Yeah. Yeah. There's been a couple that's just been Vince Vaughn, not overly friendly.
I could see that. I mean,
horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But here's the good news. In 20 years really, over 20 years, there's far more good than bad, especially encountering here. The list, you know, Emma Thompson, fantastic. Beyond fantastic. Again, I'm going to say it for the 80th time. It's always the bigger stars, the pros that have been there, that are the kindest. It's the youngins who don't know any better, who believe their own press and let their head expand, and then the people around them keep telling them how good they are, and they don't need everyone else. Those are just the morons that are horrible. Horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah. More dish for you now. I named this the best thing ever a few weeks ago. Now the young stars of the Netflix show Heartstopper, love it so much, are talking about a possible season 2. Now, if you haven't watched it yet, the show follows the friendship turned romance between a gay teen and his classmate. It stars Joe Locke and Kit Connor. Both are now uber stars. Despite the success of the first season, I can't believe this, Netflix hasn't announced a season 2 yet. I don't know what they're waiting for because there are other books to base it on. The two stars do have one dream cast member in mind to play Charlie's grandma, Jennifer Coolidge. The two actors talked to Variety.com and said Coolidge would be perfect for the role. They also said they first met over Zoom, and Joe and Kit, they hit it off right away. And you can tell. You can't fake the chemistry that they have. It is, you know, I said it before, but if you missed that episode, the number one there's a couple great reasons why I loved it. The first one is it's so damn positive. It's not, you know, like Euphoria has its place, but it's very dark and it's very sexual, and this is very, very positive. And for, you know, I wish as a young kid that didn't see a lot of who I was reflected back at me in entertainment, I wish I would have seen this because I probably would have had an easier time as a teenager. I wouldn't have felt so very alone. Watching this, and then I don't care who you are, gay, straight, if you date Martians, it doesn't matter. The other good thing is, and Jeff and I talked about this, it doesn't matter. It takes you right back to that first puppy love that you had. Everything, like barely touching each other's hands at the movie. We all had that. I personally had that with Bernice Corley at the Dunes Plaza Cinema.
That Bernice.
That's Bernice. We made out. We got kicked out. Yeah. Security had to come get us, but that's okay. Anyway, it's time to meet, hi Bernice. It's time to meet our first JVIP of the week today. It's Ashley Rogers. Ashley says she's loved the show for a long time. She says, Jason brings his authentic self each day. I enjoy the stories you cover on the show and how it's all about the community. Jason even did our gender reveal for our son in 2019, filming a video for my parents. Are you sure that was me? Anyway, they are huge fans as well. Not only will Ashley get a Jason Show mug, she's also entered to win the monthly grand prize, including coming into the studio to watch the show, a $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World, and a $200 gift card from Woodhouse Spa. Thank you, sweetheart. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. I honestly don't remember that. Maybe. nice to have the audience back, isn't it?
So
Steph?
fun to have friends.
I know. Spring is a delicious season with locally grown veggies finally starting to show up, and one of the first to pop up every year is asparagus.
So I did artichokes.
Okay, well, I'm not done with. Okay.
Sorry.
You
I
never
always
let me
screw
get
it
done
up.
with your intro.
I know. And if I look at you, then
Here to
you'll
talk
get me
about
to look like
asparagus.
Ellen.
Okay. Here to talk about asparagus and share a delicious recipe is our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen, everyone.
I'm wearing a shirt. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Shelly, one of the listeners, sent this shirt a few weeks back.
Yeah, wrong
And-
camera stuff. You're pointing, you're right there,
yeah.
right there.
I wanted to wear it. I wanted to hold them close
That's your
to my
camera right there,
heart.
Steph. Look at camera 5.
Here you go, camera 5. I wanted to hold them close to my heart. All right, so we did artichokes a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now we're doing asparagus. Do you know how you're supposed to store asparagus?
Okay, no, but you're getting to the end of the segment first.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do the other part first? I don't listen.
I was accused of not listening.
I know.
I'm fixing Stephanie's hair in the commercial break, which is very important. And executive producer Jeff is telling us what to do in the segment, and he's like, listen. But I said I'm trying to fix your hair.
And
So
you know why you have to fix my hair?
Why?
This is a segment for another day, but I take these biotin pills, and I have grown so much hair. I have like spriggles all over. I look like alfalfa. It's true.
You're like
Can you see them all? It looks like I almost have bangs. It's new baby hair. I know. I'm like.
Okay, baby hair. When is actually, I don't know this. When is asparagus season? I don't actually know
In
this.
Minnesota, it's in about another 3 to 4 weeks. In California, it's on, so this is all being trucked in. I actually have asparagus in my garden in Ely, and I will be snapping sprigs in about 4 weeks.
Look at you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know. Asparagus was hard to get established there, but once I did, like now it just grows.
How do most people actually eat it? I know, because I love it grilled. That's my favorite.
Yeah, grilled. This is broiled, and it's wrapped in prosciutto.
Okay.
Which is a really easy way, especially if you're like keto or something. I'm cheap, so I buy these packs of prosciutto, and then I cut them in half. Because you don't need like one whole strip. Yeah, I'm cheap. It's $6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's plenty.
Yeah,
You don't need
so
a
then
whole.
you roll it up. You put a little olive oil on it, and you bake it. And we'll have all these recipes for you on stephaniesdish.com. So that's one way.
Okay. Now we're making
a tart.
That is gorgeous.
It is a great,
Eric's gonna get a shot of that.
easy summer dinner, brunch with the friends, a little wine appetizer.
Isn't that pretty, audience? That I saw it when Stephanie brought that in. Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
So
Okay. What are we doing?
The biggest thing is you use pre-bought puff pastry, so you don't have to roll anything out. You have to prick it with a fork, and the reason you do this is so that it doesn't puff up when it's cooking.
Oh.
So I just took the puff pastry out, I let it thaw out a little bit, and I rolled it just into a little bit bigger square.
Okay.
Then you're gonna put just a little olive oil. You want a little moisture down.
I'm telling you, this looks real easy, Steph. I think I might
totally
do this.
Easy. Then pesto. Now, of course, I'm Becky Homecki, so I made my own pesto. But you
What's
could
your
buy
name? Becky Homecki?
Homecki. I made my own from Carrot Tops.
But if mere mortals like us in the
Yes.
audience, we can buy pre-made pesto.
You can buy pre-made pesto, and you just are going to get it put on there, and as much or as little as you like.
I love pesto stuff.
I do too, and it gives it a little more flavor than just the asparagus.
And it's the good fat. People always, because it's high in calorie, but it's the good fat. That's what I say.
It's olive oil and nuts. There's nothing wrong with pesto. Okay, so now you have your asparagus.
Okay.
Now you have to get rid of these woody ends. When I'm making a tart, I cut them because I want them all to be uniform size.
Can I speak for the people? I do not know. I never know where to cut or snap.
Hold this and watch me. You just, wherever it snaps, that's where you're supposed to snap. So try yours. Just snap. Yep, that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, what this is this is all the woodier part that you don't really want to be eating, but I'll tell you a secret. Again, Becky Homecki, I can't throw anything away. I take all these ends, I boil them in chicken stock with onion, and I blend it all up, and I make a soup and finish it with a creme fraiche. So nothing in my kitchen goes to waste.
Okay.
So that's how you do it. It's easy. So here, do a couple more while you're practicing just to get your confidence
We have about
up.
a minute and a half,
Yep.
so I'll go.
Okay, so here's how you're gonna store your asparagus before I finish.
Yeah.
You're gonna take your sprigs, and you don't have to snap the ends off before you do this, and you just put them in water. And then they come with this little rubber band.
You store them like that, like a flower?
Yes, you do. This is how you store herbs too, people. So you just cover up the bag it came in.
Why do you cover them up? Are they shy?
You want to keep the humidity in there.
Oh, okay.
Little rubber band. So that's how your asparagus, they're gonna last 7 days like that in your refrigerator.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll last 7 days. They'll last forever.
Because I've always wondered how you store it once you get home.
Yeah, no, that's what you do. Okay, so I'm moving along here real quick. We're
That's
gonna
fine.
put some mozzarella down. You're gonna make them real pretty, and you're gonna go opposite sides. And you're just gonna go along like this.
Okay.
And then you're gonna finish it with a little
Parmesan?
Parmesan,
Okay.
yeah. And I got my Parmesan.
Yeah.
I got my salt and pepper. Schwit, schwit, schwit. Okay, then I like at the end, I just like give a little more zhuzh just to make sure that the asparagus is a little wet.
Okay.
I give it a little like, make sure everything is good.
Yeah.
Then what do I do, Jason? What's my favorite kitchen
Here we
tool?
go. It's your
My zester!
Your zester, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You zest with lemon? Okay.
Yeah. And the zester is the bester, I'm telling you.
Okay.
So you can see the little lemon flecks in the finished tart. You just bake this in the oven for about 25 minutes at 400, and it puffs up all nicely around the edge.
That is
we
gorgeous.
Didn't poke the edge, right? So it puffs up. That's why you put the little fork holes in the middle so that the middle doesn't puff up too.
I'm going to actually make that.
It's fantastic.
I
you
love
want
that.
to try some?
Well, in the commercial break.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll eat that whole thing.
Lot of asparagus.
Everything Stephanie talked about today is on her website, stephaniesdish.com. We'll also be posting this segment on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Just search for Jason Show TV. When we come back, I'm going into the audience. Everyone always asks Stephanie 1,000 questions. Well, this audience gets to ask her questions for free. That's right, food questions. When we come back in a moment. People pay you for this stuff. That looks real good. Yeah. I guess I got to start going to rehearsal because this rug wasn't here yesterday. I just said to the audience, I go, is this new? And it is. I guess I should pay attention more. Our audience has questions and hopefully Stephanie has answers. It's time once again for Ask Stephanie. That's right. Members, because I will tell you, let me speak for Steph here. People will come up to her everywhere. I've been with her many places and people are, where should I go for brunch? How should I do this? What's a good recipe for this? Y'all get Stephanie for free. Let's start. Where's Sharon at? Sharon, let me come up to you. Go ahead and stand up. What's your question for Stephanie?
Well, my question is, and you sort of kind of already answered it, but I wanted to comment on your shirt. I mean, if they could do a close-up on it, I think it's an awesome shirt. You said somebody made it to you?
Yes.
But I think that would be an awesome shirt to reproduce, add the Jason Show on it, and then sell it at the gift shop here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very entrepreneurial, so I like that idea.
I like that. We're going to do that.
And then add her in the corner, too, down below.
A little bitty Stephanie. Yeah.
I can be like your
like
Vern
that.
Troy or Mini-Me down below.
I know. We need a gift shop. We got to work on that. Where's Nancy? Oh, Nancy, let me come back up. I'm getting my cardio. What's your question for Steph?
Well, I changed my question, but my question.
Well, we're done with you. No, I'm just joking. What's your question, my love?
I really want to know what are the best patios in the Southeast metro area?
Oh.
Okay.
Good question.
I am
Thank
a little geographically challenged. So north, south, east would be like.
Give her like a city. Invergrove. That side. Just do some general good patios.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
St. Paul.
I'm gonna say Lucky 13s, which is in Mendota. I'm going to say a real awesome place to go. They have a beautiful patio. It's on a man-made fake lake, but it looks real. Is Ainoni. It's also in Mendota. You drive up and it looks like a shopping mall, but when you get behind it, it's like an oasis and it's so lovely. And an Aperol Spritz on a warm day there is fantastic.
That is a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And St. Paul, you have just give us a couple classics in St. Paul, like WA. I mean, there's just some classics.
WA Frost. Red Rabbit has a patio. Handsome Hog has a patio.
Handsome Hogs has a really good
Jones
patio.
in the Park is like, not only can you have a lovely alfresco day on their patio, but they have awesome food.
Where's Jenny at? Hi, Jenny. Come up here. Come on our new carpet, Jenny. That's right. What's your question?
With the summer heat coming with a vengeance, like today, what is your favorite summer go-to salad that's easy to make?
Oh, good. That's a good question.
That's easy to make.
Thank you.
I mean, My mom told me that my daughter always smelled like garlic because I fed her pesto.
I don't know if you should say that out loud, Steph, but go ahead. Yeah.
It's fine. I fed her pesto all the time. So I always have pesto in the freezer, and then I just make a pasta salad because it's cold, it doesn't have mayonnaise, you don't have to worry about sitting out. Also, just like those bags of salad with a little toasted sesame ginger dressing, some shredded carrot, a little almonds, maybe a little craisins, a little vinaigrette of just lemon juice and olive oil, and maybe a little sesame oil to finish. That gives you kind of that Asian slaw type flavor. Also a salad that can sit out for a little bit. Ooh, and cilantro and mint really goes to that salad.
That's very.
It amps it up.
Amps it up. Ashley, where's Ashley? Ashley, come over here in our new carpet. Come on down, Ashley. What's your question for Steph-Aru?
I have a follow-up from yesterday because I, like you, love popcorn. I will shovel down Chicago mix like no other.
Thank you.
I want to know if you like just the buttery, or are there specialty flavors that you would recommend?
I do.
Because we should say your daughter revealed you eat a lot of popcorn. Yes.
And
yesterday's show.
actually shame ate popcorn in my car after the segment. Okay. Dill popcorn from a place in Minnetonka called Popped Corn, and you can order it online too. It is dill pickle flavor. It is amazing. It is like my guilty pleasure and a weakness. Popped corn.
Popcorn, dill, right there. She's stopping on the way home. You made a customer. Thank you, Steph. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. It is really good. I've had it.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. The boys of the Am House. I'm so proud of them. Go get their music wherever you get your music. I love them so much. The Jason Show staff loves, and this has been a consistent through all 7 seasons. They love to put me in uncomfortable situations to see how I react. Last week, I told you that Kendall wanted to put me inside a giant metal cage while giant motorcycles raced around me. It's part of the Royal Canadian Circus, now performing outside the Mall of America. If you're watching us from other places, it's coming to you. No way on Kermit's green earth was I getting inside that cage. But I did visit the circus, and it is my latest fish out of water. They sent me out here and they said, we have a great idea. We're gonna put you in the globe of death. This is the globe of death, where you stand in the middle and motorcycles drive around you. So I said no. But then I got out here and the very, very, very sweet PR woman said to me, and I quote, well, the Care 11 reporter did it this morning, to which she obviously doesn't know me because that doesn't move me at all. I don't care if that reporter was eaten by goats. I still wouldn't do it. I'm just gonna look at it. I'm gonna admire it. Here it is. So instead of the globe of death, I'm going to do the pads of safety. First question's an easy one. How did you guys start?
We got our start back in 1992 when we had members from the Jesse White tumbling team out of Chicago. They were recruited to join Ringling Brothers Braun and Bailey Circus. And so
the circuit. I mean, that's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's what led to all this. They got us started as the Chicago Kids. Back then, of course, you can't stay kids forever. So we took it up a notch and became the Chicago Boys.
You're too young. You weren't in it back then, were you?
I was.
You were not.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
We're about the same age. We'll fast forward quite a bit. 2013, you guys, wasn't it 2013 you were on America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
How was that?
We ended up becoming semifinalists, making it all the way to the end. We had a great time. It was a great experience. And now we're known all over the world.
Yeah. Now again, no globe, no death, no motorcycles. I'm just gonna watch these talented boys.
Watch this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Set, out, good.
A little bit again. No globe, no death, no motorcycles, but I will jump a rope. I mean, I'm not gonna do it as well as them, but I will jump a rope. Here we go.
Okay, so it's a slow jump, right?
Yeah.
So can I have your hand?
Yeah.
Okay, so jump with me, jump, and stop, yep, and jump. Yeah, it's a slow jump like that. The reason why I have you turn sideways is because I want you to see the rope.
Oh, yeah, that would help.
Yeah.
The coach wants me to actually see the rope so I don't like land in the rope.
So we're gonna swing and
Watch
jump.
this.
Jump. Jump. Nice. Good bounce to your legs. Good. Nice in between. Come on, turn around. Very nice. Good. Keep going. Yeah.
I did a damn turn.
Yeah.
I did a damn turn. I'm pumped. You know, that motivated me. If I can do that, forget it. I'm gonna do the globe of death. I will get in the globe of death. I've been persuaded, so here I am. I'm in the globe of death. Cue the motorcycles. Thank you. Thank you. I did it. We're done. We're done. Kendall joins me now.
You did it.
I did it. That's all I care about. I did it. Those were the Chicago boys, and they're Chicago men. How great are they, though?
When he started jumping, I don't even know what you call that, on his back. Yeah. I was like, what is happening? It's so cool.
They're unbelievable. And again, as I said in the package, they were in On America's Got Talent. And they have a group that does like another traveling show, then one that works with this circus. They're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, I know this circus has no animals. It's just great acts like that. Because I don't like that. The Royal Canadian Circus runs through Sunday, May 15th, outside the Mall of America. Head to royalcanadiancircus.ca for tickets. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. They're so good. Can you cut that pizza? Thanks. Welcome back, everyone. It is now time for the world's shortest segment. Here we go. Listen to this. Get ready to return to Oz. The classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, is returning to movie theaters next month. And why, you're wondering? It's really cool because it's in honor of what would have been Judy Garland's 100th birthday. Along with the movie, fans will see an extended musical number featuring the Scarecrow that was cut from the original movie. It's happening June 5th and 6th. To get tickets, find out where in your area, go to fathomevents.com, and we will be right back. Back in a moment. Follow the yellow brick road. I'm gonna go see that. Have you ever seen it on the... Welcome back, friends. Wrapping things up. If you are ready, we are ready. Surprise goodbye time. Today, I don't know what's in this segment until right now. Here we go. Today, a surprise from an audience member. A woman in our audience is friends with photographer Eric's family and brought in old Christmas cards of photographer Eric. No! No! Oh! And one more. Yes! Oh, I am in love. That's my buddy right there.
That's right.
He's the best in the business. Tomorrow on The Jason Show, baby animals. That's right. We'll be in our studio with some adorable animals, plus a live performance from Aaron Schwab. That's tomorrow. Right now, though, if you're watching and your kid is being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.